Bro, I gotta try not to laugh tweets edition because I realize I be giving all the best tweets and stuff to the group chat for free. When I could come on here, we could discuss it here. You know, a nigga depressed once he start going on walks and appreciating the little things. Bro. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to episode 74 of the O2 podcast. How you doing, my brother?
I'm tired. I need to take a nap after this, bro. But
You didn't get enough sleep? You didn't get enough sleep or something?
I have not been able to sleep at all these past couple of weeks.
How come?
I don't know. It just naturally happens. I don't know. I'm feeling good. How about you?
I'm feeling better, but you know, every week I come on here, I'm like, I'm going this and that. This is the first week I can honestly say things is looking, it's turning around. I think I've changed my attitude. I've changed my mindset moving forward in a lot of things. I feel a lot better this week. Nothing crazy. I don't think anything crazy has happened. Nothing crazy or nothing worth talking about happened to me this week. It was just work, gym, come back, same old. Feel a lot better. I think August 20th, I'm gonna cut off all of this. I'm going back to
Damn. It's going to take like 3 years to come back, bro. You
I don't know,
you're gonna
but but for some reason I like the low cut, like maintained, like brush down look. I don't know how to take care of this, and it doesn't go anywhere. So I'm gonna just go back to my roots and try to. And you do know my best ever picture of all time came from the low cut. It came from the low cut. The high cut doesn't do it as much as the low cut. So for today's first segment, Ibra, I gotta try not to laugh tweets edition because I realize I be giving all the best tweets and stuff to the group chat for free. When I could come on here, we could discuss it here. So your aim is try not to laugh at the tweet at all. But if you can relate, obviously do that. But I want to see how many tweets it takes for me to get you to laugh. All right. So I think I got maybe like, it looks like 10, 11 tweets. All right, cool. Okay. You know, a nigga depressed once he start going on walks and appreciating the little things. Bro, I'm not gonna lie.
It's funny because it's relatable.
I remember when I had gotten my heart broken my senior year of college, bro. In like the middle of the night, I would just go on walks and be like appreciating nature. Like I'm just looking around, like look what God has done.
But look how powerful God is, man. The sunset. Wow.
Yeah.
You making sure you planning your day right so you can catch the sunset. Bro, nah, I mean, I haven't been on one of those walks in a minute, so that made me realize life is good. So I was like, I haven't been on one of those walks in a minute, but hey, that's funny.
The next one is women be going through your following like they all your bitches.
It's so funny because it's like they be knowing though. Like it's like out of like 500 people, how did you figure out that was the one? Like they be knowing. So that's why sometimes it's like gaslight.
You have no other choice. All right, it's niggas out here 30 with nothing. That's my biggest fear.
Their greatest accomplishment is I get bitches. Like it's like, bro.
I swear to God, every time I'm like working out or I'm like eating and I'm like doing some certain stuff, people are like, why do you always lose? I'm like, brother, I care about longevity. I care about, like, I promise you, this is not, I'm nowhere near my prime. And I want to make sure when I get to my prime, I get 100% of what I could get. Never catch me.
I'm maxing out the juices. I'm squeezing it, running it through the machine, making sure all the juice comes out.
Literally. Like I said, a girl I'm not intimate with will never receive a financial favor from me.
It really is crazy because it's like, bro, like, you really like a woman, take my money. Have it. Well, not all of it, but you know what I mean.
Not all of it, but the change I have to spare, you can have 100% of that.
Yeah.
Let me see. Let's see what the next tweet you're saying. I could never be a cop because what you mean? We just found $20 million and we turned it in.
Nah, they're not even wrong. Because it's like, that's some good money on, bro. Like, they not going to use it. We're not going to use it. Let's act like we ain't even see this.
The thing is, if I'm a cop, low key, if let's say me and you are cop partners and we go and we someone costs 20 mil, if we bring back 15, they can never
turn the body cam on.
But they could, even if let's say we find 20 mil, if we bring back like 15, 12, 10 mil, they can't tell us 10 mil isn't what we found. Like, how are they going to say that's how much we found?
And even, exactly. So even if it's 20 mil, we come back with 15, and then the guy got arrested, we like, there was actually 20 mil in there. Well, sir, we brought back 15. You want it back or no? We could just keep this and call it a thing.
Let me see. The next tweet I got is, we're flirting as a joke, but low key, I'm not joking.
I ain't joking. I am not joking.
Let me say this.
Those be the best times too, because it's like I'm not joking.
the thing is, I like, I love to play a lot around with certain girls that I like. I know they could receive the flirting, but not take it as seriously. But if you were to take it seriously, we could take it there. You know what I mean?
When you take it seriously for me, it's like, oh, relax, relax. No.
Exactly. Next tweet. Niggas ask where the girls at, and when the girls arrive, suddenly they can't speak nothing anymore.
Niggas forget how to speak English. They become ESL students.
I read this too, and I was like, that's so me. I always stay asking where the girls at, where the girls at, and I know I'm not doing nothing. I'm doing absolutely nothing. But it's just a gimmick, you know. I'm all bark, no bite.
He says, I like sightseeing.
Exactly.
I'm a window shopper.
Tweet. I want to post I'm single, rush me, but y'all gonna think I'm an easy ass nigga, and I don't feel like that right now.
I mean, are you easy?
You know, this is a myth that's been going around for a long time. I'm not easy. I'm easy for the right.
We never
I'm easy for the right individual. For the right woman, I'm going.
Yeah, that's how it should be.
Exactly.
And like if I want something, I'm not gonna play like I don't want it. I want it. What do I need to do to get it? What are we playing hard to get for?
Exactly. And then the next tweet is gay rumors don't fall out of the sky. You was somewhere doing something. Bro,
ever since this one shorty I know said, if my man ever cheat on me, I'm not even gonna put rape allegations on him. I'm gonna pay a gay man to say he fucked you and you liked it. Like it's that I was like that's not close to rape, but that's close to a reputation blower, especially like everybody gonna look at you like, hold on, ain't you?
Damn. You know the downfall of the DL men is that's not the downfall. The way the ladies hate the idea of their man being DL, we've talked about this. It's their biggest fear.
And like the concept of like men being bisexual to them, it's like, oh no, you're just gay. Like to them, it's like, oh, women have the freedom when exploring their sexuality. But for a man, if he's bisexual, you touch another man, and then he could be like, sure, you just heard what I said. I like women too. Nah. You've been with men before, so it's done. I was like, they love that whole supporting everybody, but when it comes to certain men about certain things, I'm like, which is like at the end of the day, it's your personal choice about what you want to do and who you want to be with. So they have the choice to.
Exactly. Next tweet: the number of beds some girls have slept on are enough to start a boarding school.
Bro, I wish. Oh my god, I lost this video. Oh my god, there was this one video I seen, and it was like, he was like, you broke up with me to go fuck 40 other niggas. He said, you broke up with me to go fuck 40 other niggas. He's like, all you got was just sexual experience. Now you know you ain't shit without me. And I was like, he said, you ain't need to do all of that. You could have just stuck with me and learned that lesson on your own. But bro,
I'm seeing it. And I think I didn't get enough time to really go through the tweets. I like looked it up an hour before, but the last one, someone says, I wish heaven had a cash app. I know my grandma see me struggling.
Grandma always put it down.
I lie, bro. I never forget. I remember back in like 2020, I think it was 2019 or 2024, when we came back from America, we was leaving Ghana after we visited. My grandma was trying to give me money. I'm like, babes, I'm up now. Like, it's I don't need that change no more. I'm up now. Yeah, but it's like the sentiment of like she's still trying to provide for your boy. But no,
it'd be like stealing candy from a kid. Like that's like we're like grandma's. Like this is yours. You can keep it.
Exactly. I was trying to think. The other day, I remember I was having last night I was having a conversation on FaceTime with one of my friends. Her name is Grace, and she's one of those people that we get into. Again, I've told you one of the things I'm trying to get better at this year is arguing, right? Like I don't want to be arguing haphazardly. I want to be able to argue with good points, like clear points, be able to communicate properly. And like at the end of the argument, I don't want to just argue to win. I want to argue to understand a point better, or to be able to reiterate my point to like a better degree than I'm gonna try to would. So I told Grace about that, and like usually whenever she calls, she like tries to start up like a random argument where it's like she knows like a spike up conversation. We were up until like 2 a.m. last night talking about this, and she was like, what did she say? The concept of the thing was like the dehumanization of men. So she was like, and before we started, she was like, whether I agree with you or not, I want you to bring up a point of how you feel, and then like I'll argue with the same side. And then I was like, I feel like over the last couple of years, the dehumanization of men has like increased like tenfold. And by dehumanization, I mean like, for some reason, we don't see men as like actual people with feelings or actual people who like feel the same things as the rest of the world does. And she was like, oh, like expand on that. And I was like, for example, if a woman cries, it's like we have to go console her. Immediately we have to run to her. That's like the norm. A man cries, you're being a bitch. Stand the fuck up. woman talks about her feelings, it's like she's sharing, be that a man talks about his feelings, you're a man up, toughen it up. And I was like, that level of like dehumanization has increased to the point that's why we have so much men these days not really put their all or emotions throughout certain things. And like she disagreed with me on some point, but I wanted to bring it up, ask for your opinion about what you think about this topic per se.
I think it goes on both sides. I think for women, they don't. I think as a society in general, we don't humanize the human experience in general, and on both sides, as in for like yeah, your point on there's a dehumanization of men and it has increased over time, and I feel like it's the same thing with women when it comes to like, I feel like as a like probably like a couple of months ago, it opened my eyes to like to see that a lot of men honestly don't see women as like people, but they see people who are like it's either for a sexual purpose or what they can do for them. You know what I mean? And it's like that's like when I said the other time some dude was talking about, he was like, you know, it's weird for him to hug his daughter because now she got breasts now. I'm like, what the hell? What are you talking about? Like I'm the only one in the room looking confused. I'm like, I was like, I have a baby sister and she could be 20, 30. I'm still gonna go ahead and give her a hug no matter what at the end of the day. But then that's when it started to dawn on me that like not all men, like the human experience in general, we don't humanize each other. I think it's a common thing, to be honest with you. Like we don't really have much patience with each other, much grace with each other when it comes to certain things. But I feel like with men, us not being like humanized in a sense, I think it's just both ways. That's the best I got. Like it goes both ways. Men as a collective, not like I'm not talking about me in particular, but men as a collective, like we don't humanize women too. Like their emotions wise, certain aspects of them we do, but other aspects of them, it's like a like I talked about before, how a lot of men they see like let's all be quite honest. If your girl be ugly, you was not a lone bagger. Like it really you're not. So it's like to a certain extent, a lot of men. Again, when I say this, I'm not talking about me. A lot of men see their women as like an accessory that'll make them look better. Like when you have a nice car, when you drive it, you want everybody to see you. And a lot of men treat their women like that, and like they treat their women because she bad, so everybody gonna think like, yo, something is up to you. Like you know, when you all of a sudden you get into a relationship, all the other women want you. Why? It's not. It's like.
I've been single for years.
Exactly.
My DMs have never been dry. Got them forced me to go work on myself, learn how to take care of myself, come out of this hole, and all of a sudden I'm booed up all of now. Y'all want me? Now I'm desirable to the population?
Yeah, bro. It's sometimes it's not like there's something wrong. It's not like there's nothing something was wrong with you, but it's the fact that now like all the women that you're with is bad. So now all the other girls is like, oh, he got to be doing something right. If the girl that he's with is bad, now you got the guys wanting your plate. They want the girl that you want. And it's like it's the same thing with a lot of women too. It's like, you know, for us as men, it's like we're kind of seen as, oh, what can you do? What can you do for us? And I feel like it's like that as a society in general. We all see each other as of like if it's not true friendship, it's like well, what can you do for me, or what can you do for a thing? And that's where like the dehumanization of people in general comes in. It's all about like, how can you benefit me? And where it's like we treat each other as accessories or things that can benefit us, and not like actually truly care for one another. Like you care for your friend, but like, you know, sometimes when people have like other people around them, it's for like an ulterior motive. You know what I mean?
I do. And she brought some of those points up too, but her like whole thing, and like it got to the whole conclusion. She's like, oh, but like certain men have like, or not certain men, but a vast majority of men have made it very clear how they move and what they're like. Like you see that's where we get most of these like red pill, and we get those incel people like comments on there. So it's like if certain men are acting this way, then why is like that's why we like they started dehumanizing. Like it's just almost like a tit for tat. Like she's almost like it feels like yeah, that's what I was like. Men for so long have done this dehumanization of women for like much longer. Like we've held this to power. Yeah. Now we're at a point in time where again women
so
the roles are switching. So to like get even, it's like the women are now dehumanizing the men to be like, look at how it feels. But and again, I've never. I mean, this is me now, but I don't. The me now doesn't agree with that rhetoric, because I'm like, it doesn't get us anywhere. Like for example, if I wrong you and your initial reaction is to wrong me back, that doesn't make you any better than me. It doesn't make me. We're just both equal. We just both equally fall in the hole we don't have to be in.
Yeah, we're both wasting our time. But I think that's where it starts from in general. To be honest with you, and I think us as men, we got to do it better at like leading these things into the right direction. You know what I mean? Because it's like, because now it's like the dynamics have changed where now it's not like, oh, a woman just stays in the kitchen and just shut up and talks when I tell her to, but it's more of a like women have voices that, you know, now they're in positions of power. So it's like if I'm in a position of power where I can do for myself and I don't really need you, you can't really tell me what to do anyways. You know what I mean? And then like you know, like for example, for the people that doubted you and stuff like that, treated you bad, and now once you come up, it's like, oh, I ain't forget that. You remember that, right? I ain't forget that. So it's like it's one of those things. Yeah. So now it's like I'm gonna give you the same treatment you gave me before. So yeah, like you said, it's the whole tit for tat thing. To be honest with you, but I feel like us as humans in general, like we don't humanize each other. It's mostly of like how can I use you to my benefit.
And then, what you call it? Another point we brought up yesterday, a different topic, was the way social media is phrased nowadays is like people can't get grace, right? And I was actually thinking about this because the whole of Love Island just wrapped up, and I'm completely done with the show. But a topic that came up, like I try to use the show not as like I don't take the show for it's like just as talking points, like a way to bring up topics that you could discuss and then see where you are with it. And I'm like, the way social media is nowadays is like I don't understand where we as human population lost the plot to give grace to people. Like I think it's very, in my defense, I think top 10 the boldest things you could do, not even as a person, as a black person or a black man, black woman in general, is go online or go on a public platform and give yourself that chance to get judged, right? Because you don't know what is going to come out of it. But it's like, if it just feels like whenever, for example, in like Love Island, the show, a black man or a black woman does something and the counterpart does the exact same thing, and the punishment comes at different levels.
But you got to understand, like, women are much more emotional about these things. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we're much more logical. Like, for example, in many arguments before, like, think about it, the arguments. For me, once a person starts doing all that yelling, I stop talking. It's not because I'm scared. It's like, bro, I'm not going back and forth with that, like, that rah stuff. Like, I literally just start talking. I'm like, hey, listen, until you learn how to calm down, talk to me, right? You can come back to it. So it's like, and nowadays, you know, the internet era now is whoever is the loudest, they believe they're right. And that's our problem. Like we believe, like, oh, if you're right, if you yelling the loudest, if you overtalk me the most, and like that, you think you automatically got it, which you're just loud and wrong. That's just, like, you're literally just loud and wrong. And like, that's our problem with a lot of things. And it's like, you know, sometimes you get into an argument with a woman, is the first thing is she's gonna do is like get emotional and then like be loud about these issues, even though sometimes it's like, bro, you see this is wrong. Like, what are we talking about? You know what I mean? But yeah, now the internet is the time now. Is like, it's whoever is the loudest is the rightest, which is not true. You're just loud and wrong. And even if you show proper evidence, clear logical explanation, well, it's because I feel this way, then that's what's right. And it's like, no.
But it's not even the right or wrong. It's like the point I'm trying to make is that, for example, if somebody goes on a TV show and they like act a fool or do something like that, I think the moment you open yourself to the public, you open yourself to criticism. We should be able to criticize your behavior and be like, hey, what you're doing X, Y, and Z is wrong. But the way that people on the internet take it, like, for example, some of the Love Island people, again, and this is like this bit of rhetoric, like somebody in that comment is typing, I can't wait to cyberbully you when you get out of the island. And I'm sitting here like,
it's jealousy, bro.
Like, what does that get you? And it's like, I'm sitting here and I'm just like, I promise you, all of us at home sitting down have some transgressions. I'll say this right now on this podcast, and I'll reiterate the fact, you could clip this. If we ever blow up and we give him this, I'm telling you right now, I am not a benevolent human being. I have mistakes that are going to come out. I am a learning individual, just like the next person. Just like you watching it, you made your mistakes, I've made my mistakes. Just because my mistake comes out in the light does not give you the choice to judge me.
Listen, now I get big, people want to start coming out with think pieces. I swear to God, I'm not responding back, and I'm gonna tell you I did it. You was not getting no apology from me.
my thing, it's not even an apology. My thing is, if like, let's like, I could take Kate Kamala, you start dragging it to the point you start cyberbullying me, you start calling my mom out of her name, I'm not an Ebert. I'm gonna hire a private investigator to hire all the dirt I have on you, and I'm going on my public platform and give your dirt, and then we could both be judged in the same light.
Nah.
You're not that petty.
Nah, not even because of that. It's like, you gotta realize, like, I remember I said this to insult to somebody, which I was like, I don't even feel bad. I said, some people, their number one enemy is themselves. I don't gotta say anything to you because you gotta deal with yourself 24/7, and that's the worst punishment God can put on a human being. I was like, the fact that God made you, and you got it, like you got to deal with yourself every day, you are your worst enemy. Remember that.
Okay.
So the fact that like you know what it does to a person to ignore them. So imagine you on the internet going this hard. I don't say a word. I know you pissed. I know you pissed. So the fact that I'm not even responding back to you, I know you pissed because a lot of these people, they want attention. They want a response. There's it's jealousy to it because it's like you're seeing somebody who's doing something big or major. To a lot of people on the internet, it's like what he do to deserve that. So it's like any little thing. The moment that they find one little flaw about this person, I never liked you anyways. He's this. He's this. I knew it. I always seen it. I couldn't just prove it, but I knew it. And it's like, bro, nobody's perfect. But you sitting out here over your phone, think like you got a whole lot of dirt too. Nobody's sitting out here exposing you. But like the moment you are in a position where you're seen, where you're heard, bro, everybody's negative, got think pieces, negative things to say and stuff like that. I just embrace it, to be honest with you. Because it's like, listen, if you wasn't doing something right, what's it called? Nobody would be speaking about you at all.
That's why I'm like, but my whole thing is that like I'm like after seeing this, Love Island ends today, and starting Monday, I will be taking my time to go touch some grass. I'm gonna be going outside on walks. I'm gonna be reading books. I need to just put my phone down for 2 weeks and just like stay away. But the one thing I've learned is that it's like it's as easy as it is to like, for example, I could judge somebody on screen all you want, but at the end of the day, I gotta understand you're just a human being as I am. The only difference between me and you is that your stuff is actually shown in public. Your flaws and all the things are just shown in public for me to get up there and judge. So even if I judge you, at the end of the day, I'm gonna forgive you, because my thing is, you do something wrong on TV, cool. We talk about it, we discuss why you did wrong. Okay, we can all be in agreement you did wrong. If you come out and you apologize, that's the end of it for me. That's good enough for me. And again, we've talked about all this, and what kills me is that again, you bring it all the time. How do you expect the Lord to forgive you when you don't forgive other people? I'm not saying we should go be forgiving Diddy. There's levels to this. But someone comes, but someone comes online and makes a mistake. It's like, and my thing is, you brought this up a point ago. It's like, as if you see a social media personality, if you don't like them, you have the option not to ever see them again.
Just block them. I don't get that. Just like, bro, that's why I said people are weird. Like, and they don't make no sense. That's why you should ignore it. Like, bro, if I'm famous, and like somebody's in my comments every day talking about how much they don't like me, I think about it my way. If I don't like somebody, you won't find me nowhere near them. I won't even talk about them, even when they are brought up in conversations. Because even like their thought, like I'm not like this no more. But before, like me, even hearing their name in my head, I'm like, it's thing. So I'm like, you don't exist. You're a void. So I was like, so if I don't like somebody, I'm nowhere here. But you don't like me, but you're paying attention to everything I do. You're a fan. Like what Drake said, jealousy is just love and hate at the same time. Like jealousy, you love me, but you hate the fact that you love me. So sometimes it's like you just letting the hate overpower it anyways. So that's why when see people are like, oh, bro, I won't go back and forth, because one, you hate a person who don't know you. Think about that. You got a higher chance of getting struck by lightning twice than me and you ever running into each other.
That's true.
Let that sink in.
So I'm like, that's what it is. That's why I say every time she keep bringing him the podcast, he's like, man, this podcast ain't gonna grow. I'm like, there's 8 billion people in this world. I am confident in my ability to appeal to 1 million. Yeah. I am confident in my ability to do it. So I'm just like, it's not like if you come across this podcast and you don't like us, you don't have to watch us. I will always advocate for this. I am not sitting here begging you guys to be like, you know what, watch our podcast. If you like it, cool. Let's vibe. If you don't, you could block the page and never have to see our faces again in our life. But you a conscious choice to actively go on somebody you don't know, leave hate comments and think you're doing something.
My blessings,
insane to me.
My blessings come from God, gang. You can't do nothing about it.
Exactly.
All you can do is sit down and be mad.
We brought up some talking points. If you're watching this, let us know what you guys think and all that extra good stuff. We missed the Bible segment last week.
Yeah, I was about to say.
We didn't do the Bible segment last week. So we're going to try to make up for it this week. We're going to be going through chapters, I think, 5 and 6. So let's get right into the segment. Okay, so we're going to go through chapters 5 and 6 really quickly. I'll read, again, as we always do it on this segment. If you're new to the segment, we're reading the book of Psalms. So we usually read it, give a few talking points, usually stuff that we take away from the conversation, and then we have to talk about it. So Psalms chapter 5 is entitled A Prayer for Guidance. Give ear to my words, O Lord. Consider my meditation. Give heed to the voice of my cry, my King and my God, for to you I will pray. My voice you shall hear in the morning, O Lord. In the morning I will direct it to you, and I will look up. For you are not a God who takes pleasure in wickedness, nor shall evil dwell with you. The boastful shall not stand in your sight. You hate all workers of iniquity. You shall destroy those who speak falsehood. The Lord abhors the bloodthirsty and deceitful man. But as for me, I will come into your house in the multitude of your mercy. In fear of you, I will worship towards your holy temple. Lead me, O Lord, in your righteousness because of my enemies. Make your way straight before my face, for there is no faithfulness in their mouth. Their inward part is destruction. Their throat is an open tomb. They flatter with their tongue. Pronounce them guilty, O God. Let them fall by their own counsels. Cast them out in the multitude of their transgressions, for they have rebelled against you. But let all those who rejoice put their trust in you. Let them ever shout for joy because you defend them. Let those also who love your name be joyful in you. For you, O Lord, will bless the righteous. With favor you will surround him. You will surround him as with a shield. Initial thoughts. Talk to me, brother.
I mean, that one is like, is the people that are against you and against God in a sense is like, you know, leave them up to God, which is what we're going back to now these days. Is like, you know, the people who are against you is people who speak bad against you as an individual. Is like, you know, in the morning when you wake up, just send them over to God. You know, it ain't because God is going to do them much worse than you can anyway. So I think that's the most important portion about it. Let me see. And I think one point that they got is like, what I thought about is like the power of the tongue. You know, when they say life and death is by like what you say. And I think that's also very, very important with these things too. Because most of it was when the part where it was like what he said. Where is it at? Their throat is an open tomb, and they flatter with their tongue. And destroy them, oh God, let them fall by their own counsels. And so that portion was the one that made me think about that. Where it's like it's very, very, very like now it's like more than ever like be conscious of the things that you say about yourself. And now even like I think one thing I've held back on now is like saying bad stuff about people, even as a joke. Like that's one thing I've worked on now because it's like that's my number one thing. I love clowning people, which I was like, but then I slowly took a moment to realize I'm like, even though it's not about you, it's some sort of reflection of you. And not in like a character way of like how other people see you, but sometimes of like how you might slowly feel about yourself. You know what I mean? So it's like constantly talking bad about other people, which I realize a lot of people sometimes when they talk bad about you, it's just the highest form of projection. Now, you know what I mean? So I was like, even sometimes for me, like even if it's a joke, I'm like, oh shoot, like I thought about that. I'm like, in some way, somehow it is a reflection of me. So that's one thing I've like I'm trying to tone back a bit. Like even now that even if I see it, I'm just like, I gotta stop myself. Like if I see a joke, you're like, God damn, fatty. You know, so I'm working on that.
Yeah. One thing I did take from this is, again, titled A Prayer for Guidance. Again, as you said, I think it's a like recurring motif that we've been seeing is that you got to give it all to God. I feel like he was like, God knows, like, again, being this all-knowing, he knows how to handle situations better than you, so you have to put your faith and your trust in him. But I like your second point that you brought back is like the power of the tongue. And I don't think people understand this. The day I went out on the 4th of July weekend, not 4th of July, we went out to that, you were there. It was actually the last time we did the segment, and we had went out, and I met up with a few of my coworkers and stuff like that, and they were telling me about this girl that they hang out with, and they were like, this girl is making very poor decisions with the guys that she's been with, and it's been like poor decisions as in like she started seeing this guy and then she found out that he had like a criminal record or whatever, like he shot somebody in the back or like something like, yeah, crazy, and then she found this out, and then like her friends were trying to advise her like, you need to leave this man, like that's not somebody that you're with, like that's not, I'm not a judge, but if I'm with you and I find out you shot somebody or like it's done, nothing against you, it's just I don't want to be involved in that. And then she opened her mouth, mind you, but this is a real world sentence coming from somebody else's mouth to the public, not even in their own head, to the public. She goes, yeah, but you guys don't understand. I don't have a high of a self-esteem as you guys are. I'm not as pretty as you guys are, so I can't make the same decisions as you guys are. Ibra.
Wait, that's your friend?
Ibra. Oh, no.
Okay,
no,
I was about to say.
No.
Hey.
This is like at this point now a friend of a friend of a friend. Like we're just like there's a link, but it's not I don't have a relationship with her directly. And I remember throughout the whole story when you could tell the girl telling the story, you could tell that part of the segment bothered her because she kept bringing that part up over and over again. She said I had low self-esteem. She had like you could tell it bothered her. And I'm sitting there, and I'm like, bro, even if, and I'm like, don't get me wrong, even if that's not the case, I look at you, the way you're speaking about yourself, I look at you completely different now. And it's not because, it's just because of how I think you view yourself. But even, again, power of the tongue is real. That's why when you were talking the other day and you were like, I'm arrogant. Yes, I am. My arrogance is deeper than my ability. Why? Because I can't walk around having all these things in my head about myself. I need to think positively. I have to. If I walk around thinking I'm a piece of shit, I can't get nothing done, I'm goalless, I'm aimless, I'm like all those things, the more you start to speak it out loud, it comes out your mouth, it starts to become true.
Humility gets you nowhere.
And that's and mind you, it's not even that I'm going around telling everybody in the world I think I'm the shit. But when I walk around in my head, I'm telling myself that. I'm telling myself that, and it's not arrogance. It's actually positive self-talk. Why would I go around thinking I'm less than anything that what God made me? Oh my God, I wish I would have shared you the story in the morning because I had more details, but it's been like 2 weeks now, so I've forgotten about it. But that really stuck with me that night, and I was like, don't get me wrong, I wasn't like her biggest fan to begin with, but that all the way, I was just like, oh, I was like, oh, yeah, I was like, God. And I was like, I don't think people understand. Again, your physical, the things. What someone was, I remember a quote that was like, your physical projection, your physical being is just a manifestation of your thoughts. Whatever you think is what comes out.
How you think, how you feel, is going to be a reflection of your outside world.
Yeah. So I'm sitting here. I'm like, you saying this stuff and you not manifesting the right, like you sitting there and be like, you have those stuff. Even if that's not the case, that's how everyone in the group now views you. And that whatever respect that you had jumping off, which wasn't that high to begin with, is now even low in the dumps. And you have nobody to blame but yourself because you don't see yourself if you don't see yourself as a certain way, how do other people see it as well? You don't even see it for yourself. So yeah, that's why I resonate with that point, brother, is that the power, people need to understand the power of the tongue is very real. Like what you say about yourself is true. What you say about your life is true. What you believe about yourself is true. That's why these days when you be in the group chat and sometimes they be trying to put that negative thoughts on you and you better be deflecting as a motherfucker. You're like, hey.
You don't need that. She talking about we're bum. I'm not. You a bum. Keep that to yourself. He's like, we bums. Like, we ain't bums. You a bum. Keep that to yourself.
I'm blessed over here. Please don't speak ill on my life.
Bro, I swear to God, bro. I wish I could pull up those. I deleted them off of my phone. I swear to God, I put this hand on my heart, bro. Hand to God, hand on the Bible, wait, bro, hand on the Quran, anything, bro. Bro, the moment she sent that, I literally deleted it, all of them that she sent, and I just literally, it looks like if you scrolled up, it just looks like I'm talking to myself. I deleted them. I don't need to see that. I don't want to see that. You a bum.
It's something they have to adapt. It's like, and it's something that I usually try to practice what I preach. I've noticed, like, up until maybe a certain point when I started having these positive self-talks of like, oh, I think I'm the shit. I think I'm somebody that, like, magically other people started believing that shit too. Mm-hmm. But initially it had to start with me first. It had to start with me being like, I am this way, I'm this way. And then I feel like once you start saying these things about yourself, naturally you'll find the evidence to back it up. Like because, for example, I can't go, if I go out and be like, I am a very hardworking individual. A hardworking individual does certain things. Oh, as in, I get my tasks done, I get this done, I'm about my stuff. You go out and you start looking for it. But if you sit there and you talk about, I'm a bum, yeah. And now I understand why sometimes when niggas are trying to be compliment fish, you'd be like, I know, I agree with you. I think I look ugly today. You do. You do.
Kind of do.
I started doing that to my friends and they hate me for it. Yeah. But because I'm like, bro, if you come here and you think you look ugly, I guess you look ugly. That's what you said.
You kind of do look ugly. Your mama didn't make an ugly person.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to drag it that far. But that's what it is. So ladies and gentlemen, let us know what your thoughts are on it. And if you got a different rhetoric to chapter 5, let us know that in the comments. But we're going to move on to chapter 6. For the sake of time. So chapter 6 is saying a prayer of faith in times of distress. O Lord, do not rebuke me in your anger, nor chasten me in your hot displeasure. Have mercy on me, O Lord, I am weak. O Lord, heal me, for my bones are troubled. My soul also is greatly troubled. But you, O Lord, how long? Return, O Lord, deliver me, or save me for your mercy's sake. For in death there is no remembrance of you. In the grave, who will give you thanks? I am weary with my groaning. All night I make my bed swim. I drench my couch with my tears. My eye wastes away because of grief. It grows old because of all my enemies. Depart from me, all you workers of iniquity. For the Lord has heard the voice of my weeping. The Lord has heard my supplication. The Lord will receive my prayer. Let all my enemies be ashamed and greatly troubled. Let them turn back and be ashamed suddenly. Talk to me, brother.
Goes back to the same point of leaving these things to God, whether it's like whether it's people or just things that you're dealing with your own self internally, you know. And I think it goes back to the point where somebody was like, the power of prayer is very important, you know, and then constantly like you can pray until you're all the way tired, and constantly knocking at God's door is like, I need your help, I need you. And I think that's what God truly wants from us. He don't want us to majority. I feel like life is 50-50. 50% is God, 50% is you, where it's like God wants you to come with to him about that other 50, because no matter what you do, you can't really truly solve that problem by yourself, and he wants you to come to him about that.
Yeah, same here. I think again, like, we've gotten to the point, and again, it's like, it's something I've noticed moving from even Africa to here, is that back here in America, people love to do stuff by themselves. Like, people are conditioned to think that they always, whatever issue, whatever problem with, that they don't need any help and that they can handle on your own. I think is what this passage is saying, is that you don't have to have it like figured out. Like, I think that God, like, again, he has that branch is extended to you to be able to grab onto you whenever you do need the help. But then again, we talk about it. Don't always go just in times of distress. When he's offered you that branch and you're doing well in your flourishing, thank him for the fortune too. So that that doesn't seem like you're only going to him when you need something. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna keep it real short and sweet on this side. I don't know about you, I'm burning in this, so we're gonna cut it short in here, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you guys have a fantastic week for the rest of the time, and we'll catch you guys next episode. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Peace.